So you have a large sheet of rectangular paper. I believe this is 12 by 18. And to make it a square, we're going to have to fold it like so. Bring the corner up. You want to make sure that you keep it real even. You don't want your fold to go over, otherwise you are not making a square. So then you're going to cut this extra part off right on the line. And then let's open it up, and we now have our square. So now to fold our paper, I'm going to ignore this line right now. I'm going to fold it in half. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. Make sure your lines are good and even. Then again. So when we open it up, we should have all of our sections there for us. That is how we fold the paper. So again, you're going to fold it in half, and in half. So you have a triangle. That is step one. Then you're going to take your pencil, and it's real important that you fill the entire piece from bottom to top. We're stretching our letters. Your name is going to go over the entire triangle. Write lightly so that you can erase, because you're not sure how much space your name is going to take up. So my first letter is an A, and I'm going to kind of just play around with it. You can make your letters into any shape. I have 4 letters in my name, so I've really got to make them stretch. So you kind of got to imagine, where are my letters all going to end up? And if you're not happy with something, if you're drawing light, you will be able to erase it. You can do uppercase, you can do lowercase. I've kind of gone with all uppercase because it's just a little bit easier. So you can see I have my name, Amie, A-M-I-E. So now what you're going to do is open it up, and we are going to use our black Sharpie. I pulled out my big one, so I'm going to make sure I just use the chisel tip. I'm going to fill in my lines. My mask just fell off. Now you don't have to do block letters like I've done. You can do letters that are bubbly. You can do letters that are more cursive. You could draw out different ideas like that. I'll do a quick mini different version of my name. Again, I just took my scrap paper. Might be a good idea to use your scrap paper before you begin and do a couple mocks. So again, I folded it. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to fold it into a triangle. So, I'm going to practice a tiny. If I wanted to do cursive, maybe I'm going to do a little I this time. I'll have a dot. So we want to go from bottom to top. And it's not quite cursive because obviously my letters aren't connecting. I could, do something more that looks like a B. We've definitely done an I, not a B. Maybe I want to turn that into a heart. I've drawn light, so it's not a big deal if I want to erase. So I can make it, I could even get a little bit fancy if I wanted. Fill those spaces. Again. All right, so you see how we have a smaller name as well. All right, so back to my big one. So we've traced our name here. Notice I didn't put in the bottom portion. Don't put in the bottom, because then when they connect, it's going to give the illusion that they come off of each other. So here's how we are going to fill each of these squares with your name and give the radiating effect. So I'm going to take my paper and fold it. I'm going to do a little, let's see. Doesn't really matter which way you fold it first. You can either go this way, or I could have gone this way. No, I need to go this way. You want the fold at your name. Oh, I could have gone this way or this way and then had it on the flip side here. So since I'm here, I'm going to stay here. Now my name is going to end up being backwards. You can see my Sharpie lines through the paper. So I'm going to trace right over those lines. As I push down, it's a little easier to see. And they're going to end up connecting to the other side. Don't be afraid to move your paper. Okay, now I'm going to open it up and fold it the other way. So now, make my life easier. Now I have two sets I could trace. I'm going to start at this side. So instead of folding and tracing from the other side, I'm going to continue with it. I'm going directly over the line so I have a mirror image. noticed right off the bat that I went the wrong direction with my name, but I'm not gonna not finish it. I'm gonna see what happens. And then if I didn't do it right, I'll start over because this doesn't take too long. But I want to finish and just see what the difference is. Might not give us quite the same effect, but it will still, oops, I moved it, still have the mirroring. All right, so I've got half of it done. Cool. Now I'm gonna flip this and I can complete the other side. I can see it all now. So if you're struggling with seeing it, if your paper's too thick, take it to a window. Don't use the thick art paper I gave you. Copy paper is good for this. Something thin that you can see through. I'm not too worried about my Sharpie bleeding through if it does, because I'm just going over those lines anyway. Well, it looks like I didn't trace this here, so I'm going to have to go back and do my unleader on that side. So make sure you get all your lines. I really need to learn how to speed videos up. Alright, so now I just need to flip it around and grab the angle from a different spot. And they should all line up. If you notice, I just had to fold it and they all line up. So you can kind of see it. If we had put a line here, it might work better. I can't remember if some of the examples did or didn't. So, you can open it up and look and say, you know what? I want to add that line because then it's going to give me more radiating lines out and more color options to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and just start here. I'm going to bring it all the way in. And again, right on that fold. Yeah, there, that makes my name a little bit more pronounced this direction. And then I've got one more in the middle. voila. All right, so now we will color them in, thinking about balance, and I want you to pick some sort of color scheme, whether it's monochromatic or if it's a gradient, using your value scale, if it's analogous colors, if it's warm colors, cold colors, even if it's a matter of you do warm colors, cold colors, warm colors, cold colors, or, you know, analogous colors that just branch all out, or if, you know, you do it in a color wheel. I want you to think about color theory when you put this together, and you're going to tell me how you selected your color scheme and why. So what part of color theory are you using to create your finished radial name design?